Welcome back to Newslink. Now, KwaZulu-Natal ANC Chair Siboniso Duma is getting backlash from the Women's League. It's upset about his treatment of Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube. And in a viral video, Duma is seen taking over the lifting of the trophy during the Springbok victory tour in Durban. The opposition is also taking advantage of what seems to be a power struggle between the two. Now, it says this points to inefficiencies in the province and lack of service delivery. And our reporter eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli is following developments and joins me now once again regarding this. Lethiwe, as we have you back, it seems that's still very much a big debate whether or not there are two centers of power out in KwaZulu-Natal between Nomusa Dube-Ncube and Siboniso Dube.
Of course, Tumelo, and I'm going to be joined by a political analyst who's going to analyze what is currently taking place within the province. But of course, I spoke to the ANC in the province. I spoke to the provincial secretary, Lethiwe Mdluli, earlier on, and he did say that there are no two powers in the province. It's just one premier and one chair. But a lot of people have been arguing that the chair is trying to take away the premier's powers and he's now displaying it in the public. But right now I'm joined by Lethiwe Mdluli. I want to bring him in. He's a political analyst at UKZN. Mr. Mdluli, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. We all saw the video. It's still going viral on social media. What do you make of what happened on Saturday?
What we can make of what happened on Saturday is that Mr. Duma, who is the chairperson of the ANC, comes across as wanting to flex his muscle and remind everyone that he is senior to Nomusa Dube politically. As you know, he was elected chairperson of the ANC in the province last year. Now, Nomusa Dube is a caretaker premier. So I think Mr. Duma is trying to remind all that he is the one who is in charge. But Nomusa Dube is the premier of the province. So I think Mr. Duma needs to give a space to do her duties as the premier and forget that he is the chairperson of the ANC in the province. Before we spoke about the two centers of power. So Nomusa Dube is the head of government and Mr. Duma is the head of the ANC in the province. So I think that he needs to separate these two. He doesn't need to take over when there are public events. He is in charge when there are ANC events, but not public events. Public events, it's the premier who should take charge.
Yeah. Why do you think that he feels the need to always want to take charge? Is it because Nomusa Dube-Ncube is a woman? According to the Women's League, they're saying that he's undermining her because specifically she is a woman. Or do you think that he just wants to flex his muscles?
Look, I don't think that he's doing it because Nomusa Dube is a woman. I think that Mr. Duma always comes across as that type of a person who wants to be known that he is the one who is in charge. So I think he would have done the same thing even if the premier was a male, just because maybe it's in his character to be someone who comes across as one who wants to flex his muscle.
But then why not take on being the premier? Because normally the chair ends up being the premier. So why do you think he said, no, I won't be the premier, and then put Nomusa Dube-Ncube in that position if he wanted to be in power?
No, I think the ANC took a decision that it wanted a woman as premier of the province, so that Mr. Duma would have to wait maybe until after the 2024 elections. But then somehow I think there is a feeling that he might not end up becoming the premier after the 2024 election because of the possibility that in KwaZulu-Natal we could end up having a coalition government. So that now he needs to start flexing his muscle now because of that possibility that after 2024 they might lose control of the province.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Tumelo, there you have it. There you have it, rather, from political analyst Lethiwe Mdluli, who's basically taking us through what he thinks happened on Saturday. He is saying that he thinks that Siboniso Duma, who's the MEC for eNCA and also the chairperson of the ANC in the province, might be flexing his powers because he can see that they might not gain power next year. KZN might be in a coalition and he won't get his chance to being the premier. And so now he wants to take over and show everyone who's in charge.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of South Africans are not too pleased with this because, I mean, I've just seen just by the comments on social media saying that Siboniso Dube must not have been the MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture. Why was he there? But also, why is Begum Tolo in his capacity, as an ANC executive, trying to spin this, saying that the video was manipulated? South Africans saying, listen, we saw this live. It happened live. Nothing was manipulated. Actually, an apology would have been a better route than actually trying to put more fuel to the fire and trying to spin this. But we'll have to, of course, see how it goes, given that the ANC Women's League as well was lambasted by Begum Tolo when you did pose that question, and he said they were supposed to seek his comment first. Lethiwe, we'll leave it there for now, colleague, and thank you so much for bringing us the story.